welcome to a new edition from our program Africa Today. In today's edition, we are going to talk about the African-Egyptian ties and especially the ties with the East African countries. And we start with this report. The International Trade Center, the ITC, and the East African Community have announced that the two organizations are launching a new joint project to boost the intra-African trade cooperation. Samah Sharif reports.
The East African Community EAC is an intergovernmental organization of the republics of Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, the United Republic of Tanzania, and the Republic of Uganda, with its headquarters in Arusha, Tanzania. The treaty for the establishment of the East African Community was signed on the 30th of November 1999, ended in the 1st and the 7th of July 2000, following the establishment by the original three partner states, Kenya, and Uganda. The Republic of Rwanda and the Republic of Burundi joined the EAC Treaty on the 18th of June 2007 and became full members of the community with effect from the 1st of July 2007. The EAC aims at widening and deepening cooperation among the partner states in, among others, political, economic, and for their mutual benefit. To this extent, EAC countries established a customs union in 2005 and a
Welcome back, our dear viewers. Now we are going to talk about the cooperation between Egypt and Africa. Names and teams, and we are very much delighted to have our very own dear guest, Ambassador Ahmed Haddad. He is the former Secretary General of the Africa Society and the former Egyptian ambassador to Kenya. Sir, and thank you very much for being with us today. Sir, before we talk about the cooperation on different Egypt and the East African states, recently Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, Hussein al-Mubazi, visited Uganda and he inaugurated many cooperation agreements and projects between Egypt and Uganda in the field of water resources and irrigation. How do you see this move?
Egypt relation with Uganda is have been since a long time. I would like to remind everybody that Egypt participated in the dam in Uganda, which provided electricity to most of Uganda, and there was a surplus for exporting to neighboring countries. Even not only participated with expertise, but put a financial donation for the cost of the. Since then, Egypt has a permanent mission in the area where the dam is located on Lake Victoria, where it's observing the inflows and the outflows of the dam to Lake Victoria. In recent years, Egypt participating in a big project with the biggest machine clearing the mouth of Lake Victoria from Icing plant, which almost blocked the outflow of the water of Uganda, of Lake Victoria.
Yes.
And also the Minister of Irrigation and Water Resources was inaugurating the digging of many wells to different parts of Uganda. Program of the Egyptian contribution almost $25 million, and we are very faithful in to implement our commitment. So we have good relation with Uganda and other parts of neighboring countries.
Of course. Mr. Ambassador, do you believe that this visit by Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation to Uganda is a start of other series of visits to other Nile Basin countries in order to increase the level of cooperation between Egypt and the Nile Basin countries regarding different water resources and irrigation projects which could help Egypt and the Nile Basin countries as well?
I hope so. Egypt received almost all the ministers of irrigation of East African countries, and also our ministers, not only this minister but the previous minister, visited all the countries of the East African community. and we train a lot of their experts in our very well-known training facility belonging to the Ministry of Irrigation and Water Resources, and they benefit their countries when they go back. So we have this agreement with those countries in order to foster relation not only in water resources but in other some of those countries are also members of the COMESA, which Egypt is part of, which allow the exchange of goods and services without any custom duties.
Sir, Nairobi, the capital of Kenya, witnessed a meeting for the WHO. So how do you see this meeting for the first time to be held in Kenya? What's the importance of this?
It's a World Trade Organization. It is the biggest organization belonging to the United Nations family, and it held different huge conferences in different parts in the world, none in Africa. So this is the first. Thousands of delegates are now in Kenya. I don't think that they will, Africa will not get enough or the honest fare for its products, especially agricultural products, to go to the developed countries without custom duties. It is not only the custom duties, but there are many administrative barriers which are hindering Africa from exporting its agricultural products to European countries and even the United States.
So to what extent this conference of the WHO could help in boosting the amount of trade cooperation between the African states and the other states in the world, and to boost the African economy to a great extent?
There is a competition from other regions, especially Latin American countries and Latin American countries. That's why, for instance, African bananas, they have a competition from Caribbean countries and Central American countries, and they have a bigger press and advertising campaign which will allow their products from Latin America to have an access better than African products. So Africa has to work, and by the way, the European Union don't consider Africa from the Mediterranean to Cape Town. They concentrate on Africa below the Sahara, and North Africa has another arrangement.
Yes, sir. So to what extent this conference as well could help in diversifying the African economy, which was one of the recommendations about the importance of diversifying the African economy as well? How can we reach that?
Unfortunately, I've been serving in Africa for a long time. Once a country is effective in producing a certain agricultural product, we find other countries are trying to imitate it. That's why we have an abundance of coffee producing in Africa now, and we have an abundance of African cocoa, which is a major ingredients all over the world. So we hope that those African countries, instead of competing with each other for limited markets, they will cooperate like oil. We should have...
But it's not the case up to this moment, Mr. Ambassador. Why do you not see real cooperation among African states in order to have a more diversified economy, which could lead to a more booming and a better economy?
Even beside this, Africa produce or export their products through Azure. For instance, coffee or cocoa are exported to the United States, and you heard about the company, the biggest company of chocolate in Cadbury or Hershey in the United States. They import the cocoa raw, very cheap, and to process it and produce the bar, which they sell back to Africa almost 20 times as the
So to what extent, sir, we can say that most still of the Western countries are to a certain extent exploiting the natural resources and exploiting the resources of Africa to a great extent? How can we change that?
Not only agricultural products, but also minerals. And instead, I understand that Africa is not very well advanced industry, but at least instead of exporting raw, make it half processing, so that the cocoa would we send it through in boxes or something, try to reprocess it, and you gain from
But it's not a major thing. If we are talking, for example, about the food industry, the African states could cooperate in order to start to industrialize or to manufacture these products, which we do have the raw material for. So why do not start these steps?
Unfortunately, a lot of mines now in Africa under the control of other countries, either Chinese, European. They have control over gold mines, uranium mines, copper. And African countries have very limited control of their own products from the mines. So it needs a political will. So it needs conviction that cooperation is better than to produce individually, and let the developed countries play one producer against the other and get the cheaper price, and we will pay more of our products when it's being processed and sent to us again.
So the U.S. Trade Representative said the Nairobi marks a turning point for the World Trade Organization. How do you read the statement?
In such conferences, we find big representatives from Europe, United States, and they boast that this is the most important conference, and it will make a historical turn for the benefit of developing countries. We have hearing this story for almost 25 years now. It's neither a turn or a historical turn. So
nothing really happened.
No, something is happening, but very little in the European countries. Their products have a free access to European countries, to African countries, because many African countries are still very much tied to the European markets. The European products are being sent under agreements of the African Caribbean products treaty, almost free of custom duties or administrative obstacles in the African markets. And the African markets are limited to one tiny market beside another tiny market without any amalgamation, or yes, we have some sub-regional trade blocks, but it's still having access for Chinese goods, for European goods, for American goods, without any restrictions.
Good. Now our viewers will go to watch this report. Burundi's government on Saturday rejected the African Union's plans to deploy 5,000 strong peacekeeping force to stop the escalating violence triggered by President Pierre Nkurunziza's extended tenure in office. More about the AU's weekend decision in the following report by Samah Sharif.
The AU Peace and Security Council in Addis Ababa held its meeting with the crisis in Burundi atop the agenda of the meeting. More than 100 people were killed last week following renewed violence. The East African Standby Force was created in 2003 to maintain peace and security. Its members include Kenya, Burundi, Comoros, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Seychelles, Somalia, Sudan, and Uganda. The force is composed of military, police, and civilians on standby in their countries of origin, ready for rapid deployment. The force is technically an organization of military experts rather than a grouping of soldiers, even though countries like Kenya have been training soldiers jointly with the rest for some time now. The force has so far helped to provide regional military advice, observer missions, and fact-finding missions in member countries like Somalia, where it has augmented the African Union mission in Somalia forces in logistics, training, and medical support. But countries have generally been reluctant to pool a standby military force because this is also a region with constant violence. The violence in Burundi dates back to April when President Pierre Nkurunziza was allowed by his party, the National Center for the Defense of Democracy, Forces for the Defense of Democracy, to vie for a controversial third term. This led to protests and even an attempted coup, but President Nkurunziza stood firm to contest in a poll where 6 opponents pulled out citing intimidation.
Welcome back, our viewers. So we were just watching a report about the decision of the Burundian government to reject the decision by the African Union to deploy 4,000 peacekeeping troops in the country. How do you see this?
I think the president of Burundi wanted to have a third term, and he changed the constitution in order to do that. But sending a contingent of soldiers to an African country, it needs the consent of the country where it's going to be sent to. And the Burundian president is calling the bluff of the African Union. He said, I won't accept this force. Although the Security Council adopted yesterday or early in the morning today a resolution threatening to apply sanctions on the Burundian regime if they don't agree of rescinding the previous decision and allowing this force to go on. But here, there is double standards by the African community and the international community, because a neighboring country of Burundi has just changed the constitution, allowing its presidents who are there for 20 years in office, and he will allow him to stay in office for another 17 years, so 37 years. I never heard anything from the international community or the righteous people of the African Union and so forth, because he is a pure element of double standard.
So do you expect more violence to occur due to this decision by the government, or the situation could get calmer in the coming few days?
No, there will be more violence. Burundi is prone to coup, anti-coup, ethnic violence, and so on. So it is used, but in the last one, I attended the inauguration of this president in the 90s, or the beginning of this, it is the first decade of 2000, and it was calm. But suddenly, outside forces and inside forces stirred agitation against the existing regime and the existing president, which led in recent weeks to a lot of killings, and there was insurgency in the army and the police force and other elements of the society.
So what could be the solution for this crisis in Burundi, Mr. Nasser?
Somebody say it's a force is the only method to use, since the president is not heeding the advice of the East African countries to which Burundi belongs. But this clump of East African countries have a problem by having some heads of state having the same problem of Burundi. That's why they are not that enthusiastic to go into force. And I think the threat of force is good thing, but it has to be coupled by understanding the motives beside the president, and another human rights observers, military experts to calm the situation between the armed groups and the government. Don't use force until it is the last resort.
Mr. Nasser, to what extent, as we were talking about the diversifying of the economy and how to boost the economy and investment and trade, and on the other side we are seeing more escalation, more tense situation, more insecurity taking place in many African countries. So to what extent the condition of instability in many African affecting the economy of the whole continent?
Of course, because these conflicts are affecting the growth of an economy. Sometimes it's bringing it back, but not all Africa has conflicts. Some other parts of Africa are seeing democratic election, transparent elections, and they have women participation, youth participation, good NGOs, and so on. And I've been, as I mentioned before, being ambassador of my country, I have witnessed the best event ever in the history of Africa. It was called the East Africa.
While you were in Kenya, Mr. Bastor.
Kenya, and it was the headquarters of the East Africa Federation. It was the three countries, Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. They did have one passport. They did have one airline. The East Africa Airlines used to be very efficient. It was going to several parts in Europe and Africa. They used to have joint courts. We had to movement of persons, and the ego of some of the heads of this federation, they quarreled who is the senior and who will give the guidance for the federation. Collapsed. They distributed the assets of the federation, and it went was corruption. Individuals took part of those assets. Now there is a revival to have this East African Federation to include more Burundi and Rwanda in it. It's a success, a viable project. I hope it will succeed.
Unfortunately, Mr. Ambassador, the increasing level of corruption in many African states is affecting the economy and investment to a great extent. So how can we overcome that? Many African countries are really suffering from corruption.
I don't want to say all Africa, but many African countries are under corruption. The African Union have a treaty but it's not, it is adhered to, but on paper. Most African countries signed and said we commit ourselves to have an anti-corruption campaign. There are international organizations which are observing the level of corruption all over the world, and many African countries are on the bottom of the list. But to have you don't need to combat the corrupted people. You have to prosecute also the corruptor. The corruptor are members of the international community in the developed countries. So it is two ways.
Yes,
we concentrate on the corrupted and
the head of the issue. Ambassador Ahmed Haddad, Secretary General of the African Society and former Egyptian ambassador to Kenya, thank you very much, sir, for being with us and for your precious input.
Thank you very much, sir.
And with that, the viewers, we come to the end of this edition from Africa Today. This was Mahis Rabia signing off.